People say that it's a new day, but some things never change. When the topic of reparations comes up, you have numerous amounts of black people, of all people, that speak dead against it. And that's why I say some things never change. This happened during the 60s when black people were trying to get equal rights, equal pay. You had some blacks that were saying, hey, now, man, we all right with the little jobs we have. But as the late, great Malcolm X said, that is their job. Their job is to shame you and to get you to shut up because you are saying things that massa do not want to hear. Sometimes it's good to go back in time. Some of the questions that people have today were answered yesterday. I often ask the question, what happened to us as a people? I was there when black people were was on the rise. Black people were coming up, things were changing. But I see something now that happened back then. I hate to say it, integration. When black people want to be white, what's wrong with being yourself? What is wrong with being a black person? As I said, I can remember the time when everyone tried to be black. White people were getting their hair curled. Asians getting their hair curled. Everyone's emulating black people. But something happened to where black people don't want to be black people anymore. You think it is shameful to be black when you should be proud of being black and who you are. Music has powers. And when you look at the music today, it is not music that is designed to empower you. When they had musics that were designed to empower and uplift black people, these record producers and songwriters did everything they could to get black people to stop singing those type songs. They had to put money in some broke people's face. Some black people would do anything for money. It's a shame to say. Well, I guess that goes for all races, but I really can't speak on all races right now because I'm talking to and I'm speaking about my people, which are black people. We used to have soul power. We don't have soul power anymore. I don't know what kind of power. We don't have power. But we used to have some power. Well, we still have some power now. I see how a lot of these people are being canceled for the stupid things that comes out of their mouths, these bootlicks and these coons. They are being canceled, they are losing their jobs. And I know the last thing these bootlicks want is to come and see us. Had the nice, comfy positions, the nice gated communities, now you're going to get kicked out. Because it takes money to stay in those gated communities. You won't have the money to do that because, hey, they don't pay that much at McDonald's. And it's all good with me because that's what you people get. You lost your soul. As I said, I can remember we had soul power. And that's why we need to reach back in time and regain our soul. We've sold our soul to be something else instead of what we are, which are powerful people upon this planet. of all the things that have been thrown at black people, we're still here. They're trying to knock us off the best way they can, but it's not in God's plans. And to these people that have lost their soul, you do know that you're going to die twice. You lose your soul, and then you're going to leave that physical body as well. You're dying twice. Why? All for money. No soul power. I think some of these black people need to be locked in some room and just play James Brown and Malcolm X tapes all day long. Maybe they need to be hypnotized, because I think hypnosis is what brought them on the other side. I hear all these old coons talking about black people died to vote. Black people died for black power. That's what they died for. They died to make it possible for you bootlicks and coons to be where you are today. But little did they know that you would sell us out. But like I've heard the old people say, you dig one grave, you better dig two. One for the other person and one for you. You know, us black people here in America, we must, it is imperative that we come together. Hey man, I don't care what differences that you have. We black Americans, we have to come together. When Tupac said it was me against the world, it is black Americans against the world. Even you have some blacks from other places around the world that are against black Americans. We are on our own. So it would be in our best interest to come together. We got to work together if we want to reach this other level. And voting and all the other crazy stuff is not going to get it. It's going to take some soul power. You know, when I think of all the men in the past, it's a shame that these men did not get the protection. They stood up for the people, but the people did not stand up for them. All of our great leaders were killed or in prison, while black people just stood there and did nothing. You have black people today standing around waiting for someone to lead them. But how can someone lead you when you refuse to follow? The leaders of the past, they gave you instructions on exactly what to do. And when our leaders were taken away from us, so was the movement. His instructions died with him. So why would anyone in their right mind today attempt to lead black people when push comes to a shove, this leader is going to be standing all alone? I think it's safe to say that the leaders are the ones with the soul power, while the rest of the people try to suck energy from the man with the soul power. We've had more than enough leaders that has left us with more than enough information on how to get ourselves out of this jam that we've been in for over 400 years. But as long as the people that don't have no soul do the speaking for us, we ain't getting nowhere. Wesley Snipes was a great actor. And look how they brought this black man down, because Wesley Snipes is a soul brother. And anybody that's for the people, they're going to take you down. But what type of support did black people give Wesley Snipes? You have other people that has been owing taxes for years. Tax man won't come after them. But when a black man somehow makes it to the upper echelon, the problem with these bootlicks like Herschel Walker and these other coons is they've been hanging around these other people too long. They lost their soul powers. People like Candace Owens. You can just look at this woman and just tell that she has no soul. But no matter how much these coons try to resist, soul power is going to overtake them. Just like many of these bootlicks, Steve Harvey and the rest, their platforms have been taken away from them. So the same with you coons and bootlicks. You're gonna wish that you had some soul. See, there's one thing that these coons fail to realize, that these people that they're working for, they're a lot smarter than what you think they are. You think you're outsmarting these white people. But these white people know, if you sell out your own race, it's just a matter of time before you attempt to sell them out. That's why they put you coons in certain situations where you expose yourself. And they just keep that on file until the appropriate time. Speaking of time, time is what we as a people should be waiting on. You have too many people that are impatient. They want to get out in the world too bad. They want the hands of the clock to turn back. But time moves forwards, not backwards. And I don't care how much you pray for things to be like it was, it'll never be like it was. And a lot of people that pray, you pray for the wrong things. You pray for things that you know God is not going to give you. You know, I've heard too many stories about these coronavirus vaccinations. People I know went and took the shot one day, next day they dead. These people did not make the news, but it's out there. And in spite of all of that, you still have some black people who just want to get out so bad that they'll put their life in danger to get back out there. These vaccinations, they are not approved by the drug-approving white folks. That's why if you should happen to die or get sick from these vaccinations, you cannot sue. I've heard about people going on trips and come back with the coronavirus and pass away. When these cruise ships, that's one thing I don't want to get on one of those cruise ships. Because as long as they've been having these cruise ships, they've been having problems with the ventilation. People are always getting sick. And now, with this coronavirus, people are dying. And yet and still, you put your life in danger just to get out, when you can wait just a little while longer until the danger has passed. When you think about this coronavirus and how bad it is, you don't think that some egghead scientist is somewhere trying to develop another virus that's going to be more deadlier than this coronavirus? You know, I'm just praying for all of my loved ones, because I'm so fearful that one of them is going to go and take this coronavirus and they have no good explanation for taking. Well, I want to make my family safe. You know what's so crazy about this coronavirus? You have people that are vaccinated and are scared of people that are not vaccinated. If you vaccinated, that means you good. Why are you worried about it if I don't have a mask? Why are you worried if I got the coronavirus? You got your vaccination. You good. But that's the fear that everyone is upon right now. They're just scared. And that causes stress. And that's going to cause health problems. Which is another good reason not to take these vaccinations, because if you have health issues, it is going to target it, it is going to exploit it, and you just might not make it. You got so many people worried. How long is this pandemic gonna last? it's going to last as long as they want it to last. They're already talking about, okay, if you've got vaccinated, you can come shopping, you can go out, you can mix and mingle. What about the people who haven't been vaccinated? They have not been sick. Well, unless you got your card which show that you've had your vaccination, I'm sorry, sir, you can't come into this establishment. That's what's next in line. And don't you think for 1 second that these people do not know who is not taking these vaccinations. They know. And they know that majority of black people, they're not with this vaccinations. I mean, history tells us to be skeptics. Let's just be honest, people. Your word is no good. You lie and lie and lie. You lied to black people talking about what you was going to do for us after the elections. Elections came and gone, and we still simply looking, wondering what's going to be in our future. But I'm here to tell you now, the future could be bright only if we were to reach back and regain our soul powers.